guys, so welcome to episode 4 of the 5-Tool Performer mini-series here on IGTV. Over the last couple days, we have looked at what a 5-tool mental performer looks like, a 5-tool professional performer looks like, and today we're going to jump into what a 5-tool personal performer looks like. So what is a 5-tool personal performer? Well, basically, the way I look at it is who you are at your core. A great indicator is if you are a happy, thriving, well-connected, loved individual, you can get into the category of being a 5-tool performer. There's a way to get there, and that is true intrinsic happiness. It's not a false, fictitious aspect of me being happy and me showing the world that I am this blissful, joyful, happy individual. Is actually being intrinsically happy with the person that we are in our core. So some of those elements would be intrinsic confidence, having that intrinsic confidence in doing what you want to do, enjoying what you want to do, not worrying about what other people think of what you're doing. You're not consciously or cautiously going through life nervous about how people are viewing you, and you're not living life based on the opinions of others. You're doing you, you're happy doing that, and you have thriving relationships because of it. You can't just go ahead and do what you do but not having those thriving relationships, because that would lack self-awareness. How do you do that? You do things, guys. To have intrinsic internal confidence, you need to do things to get that confidence. I suggest getting good in fitness, right? Going out, learning how to fight, learning how to have a combat sport under your belt. Having that confidence that, hey, I can defend myself if the worst case were to happen. Going out, being able to run, being able to lift weights and feeling strong, capable, independent in your physical capabilities. It's learning things, it's being educated, right? Doing things so you grow your mind and you develop that aspect of your life, and you have the confidence that you can hold an articulate conversation with an individual without feeling out of place. There's so many different realms to jump into, but yeah, like I said, educating yourself, meditating, having that intrinsic confidence that, hey, things aren't going to stress me out. I'm going to be able to adapt to situations in a graceful, poised manner without being rattled and frazzled with what's going on outside of my being. And to develop that intrinsic confidence takes time. It takes doing things. It takes investing time, energy, and attention in a whole bunch of different aspects, from the mental to the physical to the emotional side of things. Going into number 2, becoming a strong communicator. A 5-tool personal performer is a strong communicator. They are able to listen to somebody, hear their advice, have honest, deep conversations with people, and again, they're empathetic at the same time. When you're a strong communicator, one way I look at it, Dale Carnegie wrote a fantastic book, one of my favorite books, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and he talks about if you can learn and master the art of communication, you will live in abundance, because you're going to have thriving relationships, you're going to have reduced stress and confusion with your peers, you're going to be able to lead better, you're going to be able to adapt to different personalities. So when you are a strong communicator, you see things from a greater perspective, you see where other people are coming from. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes an investment, it takes time and energy to get good at becoming that strong communicator. Hence, it's an art to becoming a strong communicator. But again, that will help you have thriving relationships with a variety of people, and that's important because you're going to be in a whole bunch of different social situations where your personality and who you are and how you communicate isn't going to go well with everybody. You're never going to have that, obviously consensus where your style of communication is best with every single person, but having the ability to adapt to different personalities in different rooms and different situations and environments is going to enhance your personal well-being, because it's going to allow you to thrive in those environments and thrive in those social settings. And then we're going to jump into being a trustworthy, reliable, honest individual. So this is important because this produces intrinsic integrity. I've talked and written about integrity before, and usually how we see integrity is that people look at us that way. They see us as trustworthy and a reliable and accountable and someone of good moral character and values. But for it to be that personal 5-tool performer, we need to have that in ourselves. We need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, Brandon is that reliable, honest, trustworthy, accountable human being with himself. Because that's massively important, because if I say I'm going to do something, but I know deep down Brandon's a person that's going to not do that certain thing, I'm never going to be able to build enough momentum and accomplish the goals I set out for myself, because I don't even believe what I'm saying. The things I say are bullshit. The things I say are fictitious. They're just something I say rather than what I actually do. So to build that intrinsic accountability and that intrinsic integrity, which is, again, just as important in building that external integrity and having people look at you that way, we need to make sure that we hold ourselves to a particular standard. The things that we say we're going to do, we act on them, and we actually do them every single day. It's programming. The more things that you say you're going to do and you don't do, you lose that integrity with yourself, just like you would lose integrity with people. You would be that person who cries wolf, right? You're the person that keeps saying they're going to do something, and people keep being disappointed by you not acting on what you're saying. We will become that person with ourselves if we constantly do it. And you can put on a makeup, and you can, put on that mask and say, make up all the excuses and rationalizations, but at the end of the day, integrity with who you are intrinsically in your core is something we can't hide from. And like I said, this is going to help you build stronger connections because you have that integrity with yourself, and people are going to be able to trust you. When you are seen as a trustworthy, reliable human being of integrity, opportunities are going to arise. You're going to be able to get opportunities, get jobs, have better connections, because people want to surround themselves with someone that they can trust and that they can rely on, and that is an honest individual who has strong moral characters and a strong value system that they actually live by. And finally, guys, we're jumping into a 5-tool personal performer is grateful, and they are a lifelong learner. This is obviously important here, because 5-tool personal performer has to be grateful. You can't go through life and say, I live in bliss, if you're not grateful for what you have, because we're never going to have it all, nor should we want that. We want to be grateful for what we have in the present, what we have now. That doesn't mean I don't have goals and I'm not trying to accomplish more, but it does mean that what I have right now is enough, right? And this is a weird contrast, but you want to see things for, you know what, it could be way worse. I have my health, I have family and loved ones, I have freedom every single day compared to other third world countries or countries that don't actually give you that autonomy. It's just being happy with the things that you do have in life compared to the things that you don't have in life. That doesn't mean you're not going to strive and try to achieve those things or actually get those things. But again, in the pursuit of that, I'm still very aware that I have it pretty damn good, and that I enjoy the fruits of my labor, and I enjoy everything that I have in abundance that we do take for granted very frequently. And then that lifelong learner aspect of it is that we're constantly growing. 5-tool personal performers are constantly educating themselves. They're constantly looking for opportunities to grow, and that can be growing mentally, emotionally, physically, professionally, personally, having strong relationships with their loved ones, having strong relationships at work, being a better communicator, being able to adapt to situations more gracefully, having the mental wherewithal to not let external stresses dictate how they respond in important situations with people that they do respect and they do want to have strong relationships with. So again, every opportunity that you have, you're looking at it as, hey, I can grow from this, and you're constantly trying to educate yourself on being a better person, a better husband, a better friend, a better colleague, and a better leader. That's it, guys. Of the whole mouthful today, even though this is a condensed, concise version of what each of these 5-tool performers is. Again, I think we gave you a lot today to think about. And again, hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to go for episode 5 tomorrow. We're going on the 4th pillar, or the 4th tool, which is going to be the physical side of things. So that's the health, and that is the mind-body connection I'm excited to jump into tomorrow. We'll see you then.